Tell us about your character, first of all.
Okay, I play the role of Veronica Harrington.
Yeah.
Veronica is many things. She's married to David Harrington on the show, and she's a lawyer, a self-made millionaire, and very troubled.
Yeah. Now, is it anything about your character on the show that someone can learn from, that you learn from?
Well, many things.
Okay.
I think at the end of the day, Veronica is rude and shrewd.
She's a trip.
And very smart and all of that. But at the end of the day, I think she is a perfectionist, and she is hugely controlling.
Right.
So I think the lesson in it is that if you really spend your energy trying to control everybody, it eats at you. And so it does cause you to drink. And when people say Veronica's crazy, I think on some level she is. I think that type of control, because you can't control everything.
Right.
And so the need to do it will probably ultimately drive you crazy.
And everybody has a little crazy in us anyway.
Oh yeah.
Everybody gets
absolutely.
How did you hook up with Tyler Perry? And what is it like working with Tyler and Oprah? I mean, that's, I would say that's most people's dream.
I would say.
Yeah.
I hooked up with Tyler Perry by auditioning.
Well, of course you don't mean, I don't mean to hook up.
Yeah, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Just an audition,
Wow.
It was another day in the life of an actor. I had done a musical in Atlanta called Into the Woods, and I played the role of the witch. And the casting director from Tyler Perry Studios saw the musical and invited me to come and audition for Meet the Browns at the time.
Right.
A small role on Meet the Browns. And I was so excited. I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna meet Tyler Perry.
Exactly, right.
And I didn't get the part. And so I was very, very disappointed and sad about that. And a year and a half later, they called and said they thought that Veronica would be right for me. So
that's serious.
Yeah.
And your resume is serious. I mean, Dreamgirls, Sugar Avery in Color Purple, The Wizard of Oz. I mean, you've done some fantastic things.
Thank you. It's been a good life.
Yes, it's been a good life.
Yeah.
Very blessed. So what is it like to be where you are now? What does someone like you feel? You come from Jacksonville, Florida. It's not like a huge town. You dream beyond your circumstances. Here you are. What are you feeling?
Incredibly blessed. Incredibly blessed. This is something I knew I wanted to do since I was 10 years old.
Wow, that's serious.
My mom was a high school English teacher who was over the drama department. So she put on these musicals every year, and I would sit in the audience and sing them. So I knew I wanted to be on Broadway my whole life. And I realized that dream of being on Broadway like in my third year after moving to New York, and has since done 4 Broadway shows. So I realized that dream, and I thought, I'm living my dream.
Right.
This, I had no clue
it was going to be here.
It was going to happen.
Wow.
So, so when this happened, it's just like an extension of everything. I'm a stage actor. I love theater, and that's what I've always wanted to do. Working with Tyler, though, sort of gives you the opportunity to do both in a weird way, because Tyler also comes from the stage, so he writes his television shows with a little theatrics.
Right.
So
and does he give you some freedom to ad-lib a little bit?
Sometimes.
Yeah, he seems like, I've seen the Medea plays, and he ad-libs a lot. And so when you're doing movies or doing Have and Have Nots, does he give you that? Does you give the actors that kind of space?
Yes, he does. He does. Now there are times, that he'll yell out, "That's not what I wrote." When you know he wants you to stick, stick to script. But he does give us some leeway. Yeah. He's a joy.
There's a lot of struggling young actors out there, especially African American actors out there. How fair do you think Hollywood is right now? Do you think it's very unbalanced for Black actors? still?
You know,
Or is it getting better?
it's getting better. It's been good for the past years, especially for Black female actors. But I'll say this. Back in the 80s, we had 20 million Black supermodels. It was supermodel time. And then you look at the supermodels now and you go, where are the Black ones?
Where'd it go?
So,
Right.
you know, you can get excited when things are happening, but what you don't want it to be is a fad. You don't want it to be a trend. Like, oh, wow, Black people are happening. They're leading females on television and then 5 years from now, it's gone.
I like that. You
So,
don't want
you know,
it to be a trend.
no.
I mean, something
Yeah.
that's lasting.
Yeah. So
like
I won't
that.
be able to comment on that
Right.
for 10 years.
Okay.
then we'll
Right.
see. I'm hoping, though. I'm hoping.
Who haven't you worked with that you would love to work with? Male, female?
Oh, so many people. Wow.
Could you think of one or two?
Yes.
Like, I would love to. Other than Busta Brown. Well,
Okay. Well, my friend in the room from Greenleaf is writing his name on the chalkboard. Julian Pachono. So, Julian, we're gonna make that happen, Julian. But Cicely Tyson.
Oh, wow.
I would love to work with her. Felicia Rashad is a friend. We sing in a choir together called the Broadway Inspirational Voices.
Right.
But I've never worked with her, so
That'd be
she's
fun.
just someone I've always admired.
Yeah.
So
Miss
I would love
Cosby.
to work. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, but she's an amazing actress.
Yes. She really is. She and her sister Debbie.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Oh my goodness. She has a couple Tony Awards and she does what I love, and she goes back and forth from stage to TV to movies, from stage to TV to movies.
Right.
So that's sort of my dream career.
Besides Julie, which male today would you like to work with in Hollywood?
Denzel.
Denzel.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's everybody's dream.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Don Cheadle.
He's a
love
bad
to work
dude,
with
isn't he?
Don Cheadle.
Would you like to be in a Medea movie?
You know, that's very funny.
Yeah.
But let me finish the myth.
Yeah.
Don Cheadle, Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright is
love,
amazing.
love, yes.
He's like underrated. He's one of the
Underused.
best, underused,
Yes,
underrated.
yes.
One of the best in the business.
Absolutely.
Yeah, love
Isn't
that
he
guy.
really?
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
Yeah, he
my
is.
goodness.
Yeah.
New York actor. Really, really great
Yeah.
guy. Medea movie.
Would you like to be in a Medea movie?
Well, you know, Tyler, he does his thing with the Medea movies, and I love them all.
Right.
I
But
like to go
you
to
sound like
first
you're going to
date.
use.
No.
Not a what? Okay.
I think it would be so awesome if Veronica was in a Medea movie.
I dig that.
I think Veronica needs
Dear
to
Tyler,
show up,
she's throwing that thing out there,
represent
Tyler.
Medea, be the attorney who represents Medea in one of her cases. This is what I think.
Yeah. Back to lots of struggling Black actors and actresses out there. What would you say to those that have been where you was, waiting on that big break, that big breakthrough? Because it takes patience and faith.
Yes.
Right? A lot of people don't want to talk about faith because it's very important. But
Very important.
what would you say to them?
Stop waiting.
Wow.
I was
Explain
never
that.
waiting.
That's deep.
Grind, work, go to class, study. Don't sit and wait for someone to discover you. It's so funny, this career of acting.
Wow.
When we go to a doctor, we want to know, where did you study? What is your degree in? Before they treat us. Those are the things that we want to know about. When you see a prima ballerina, you say, oh my goodness, they must have gone to Juilliard. They must be amazing. A classical pianist, you know that person trained. But for some reason with acting, we think, I'm just gonna sit here and wait for somebody to discover me. No, it's a craft. And you have to study it. And it never goes away. You never get so good that you don't want to study or train anymore.
And while you're waiting, there's so much work that can be done.
There's
So
so
do what
much
you
work
can.
to be
I
done.
like that.
And you know, it's the love and the joy of it. It is in the wait. It is in the process. Because once you get it, when you're doing it, that's a different kind of grind.
Yes.
And if you didn't prepare in your wait, then you're not going to be able to handle everything that comes up when it starts. So you got to use that weight. I always call it the valley of preparation.
Right.
You got to use that weight to train, to pray, to increase your faith, to understand purpose and calling, so that you don't accept any old kind of job, but you accept the jobs that sort of lead you in your purpose and your calling. So there's so much you can do in the weight.
Good.
Use that weight. That weight is fabulous.
Is there a role, and this is going to be hard to think of off the top of your head.
Okay.
Is there a role that's already happened, whether it's 20, 30 years ago, that you wish you could have done?
Absolutely. When I tell you, you're gonna call me a nerd. You're gonna think, because I'm a musical theater.
I'm a nerd, so it's cool.
Nerd,
yeah.
You know. So the haves and have-nots, you guys might think it's weird, but My Fair Lady, Eliza Doolittle.
Wow.
I wanted to play that part.
That came out of here. That surprised me.
I know.
Wow.
So I'm too old to play it now unless they go a totally different way. But my whole life I've wanted to play that part. I've been blessed, you know. I feel like as I mature into some awesome roles. So playing Suge was one of the dreams of my life, and now
you're just
Veronica,
a big fat apple.
You sure is
ugly. That is
me.
my favorite role. That's my favorite part of the movie.
Is it
oh
really?
My God, it's funny.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You sure is ugly. Come on, give us your best Suge Avery.
I just did.
Yeah. Well, give us another line.
Oh wow, one of my favorite lines is when Suge says to Celie, I think it pissed God off if anybody walked past the color purple in a field and not notice it.
That girl good. That girl good. That girl good.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Angela, thank you for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate you so much.
My JB brother.
Yes, what's up? I'm from San Francisco, California, but
oh, I just left there, man.
Oh yeah, beautiful city, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes,
beautiful.
I did the whole drive. LA to Pacific Coast.
A little 8-hour.
So stopped everywhere.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Serious city.
Napa.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the wine country.
I lost.
Nice.
Ooh, it was too nice.
You didn't want to leave, did you?
I didn't want. No, I really love your city. In Oakland, with the Oakland.
Oh yeah.
It was just cold.
Yeah. Don't know when have and have nots on. Could you tell them?
Somebody doesn't know.
Well, there may be two. Let's get those two.
Okay. Hey, y'all. The Haves and Have-Nots comes on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock. Still #1, thanks to those that know.
Wow.
On Tuesday nights. So we look forward to you tuning in and watching the drama. Temptation Tuesday on OWN.